this is a television show, and I'm Jared, and I'm a host of this program. And to my left, I have another host. He's kind of a co-host. He's another host as well. His name's Jacob.
That's me.
So, hi, Jake. Hello. Today on this program,
hello.
We're excited to have several guests.
We do have several guests.
Seated across from me, we have Daniel Kotke, and he is going to, he's a man with many talents, but he's going to be talking to us as an expert on 2012 and issues surrounding the apocalypse and the end of the world. Isn't that right? Something like that,
Exactly.
Daniel?
That's a fun topic.
Cool. And then we have a breakdance crew, and we have Alex, Miguel, and Richard right over to my right over here. And so, do you guys have a name for your crew? You don't need one.
The breakdancing friends.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. And since our last show, a lot of things have happened. We'll be talking to you guys more later, but feel free to chime in at any point. But, yeah, what's been going on, Jake? Did you get...
I got email.
Okay, yeah, now's the part of the show when we read emails sent by viewers that you can send to us. Okay,
so here's the email that I got at my personal email that will be up later on the show.
Okay.
Okay, it says, Dear Jake, you're doing a great job on the show. The show's fantastic. I love it. It's my favorite show of all time. You're a beautiful human being.
What?
And
yeah.
No, that's
who would write that? Who did sign that?
They
Mom.
did not put their
Mom,
they did not put a name to it.
Well, they had an email address.
Yeah, but I don't want to give that out on here.
I think you're full of malarkey. That doesn't seem like a real.
No, you're right. It's not real.
But
that's only because I have not yet received an email, even though this is our 4th show.
Yeah.
We've put our email up there every single show, and yet
no one emails us.
Somehow no one's emailing us.
So. Yeah, we keep going.
Yeah, we keep trying to do that segment.
It says something too about the world persevering, about with this whole 2012 thing, right? Like you guys have heard about.
That's a good segue.
December 21st, 2012. How everyone knows that the world's coming to an end on that date.
I've not heard about that.
But we all just keep we keep going to work every day, and just doing our thing, right?
Wait, this
Friday.
Wait, this Friday?
Yeah, like in a couple days.
21st.
Yeah.
World ends.
Like the world's going to end December. So we're going to dig into that a little bit on this show because this is a place for important topics and stuff.
Before we do that, why are we even filming this show?
Because we tape the show every month.
Even though the world's apparently ending?
Yeah. Well, if the world ends, no one will see this, but like I said, we keep going.
Oh, fair enough.
Kind of an experiment.
So what I have is kind of, I put a PowerPoint together of the most scientifically verifiable, legit 2012 theories. And this is a new segment on the show called Powerful Points. So we can get into that right now if you guys are ready.
That sounds fantastic.
Powerful Points, cool. So it's on TBC2. So 2012, December 21st, 2012, the world might end, right? Is it the end of the world? Some people say yes, and other people say no. So, yes, but science, you have to know, says it probably is the end of the world.
Probably.
That's the science consensus, and scientists say that. Oh. Now, how does that make you feel? Do you feel fine? It's the end of the world. How does it make you feel? Do you guys have feelings about it?
I have mixed, I would say.
Okay. Well, on to the next.
Mixed feelings.
Mixed feelings.
I think it's an excuse to party.
Well, okay. There you go. So we're still on TBC2.
That's like
the PowerPoint presentation goes on.
There we go.
How does it make you feel? Okay, so the Mayans, they knew it was the end of the world, and they had a calendar to prove it.
Prove it.
That's a Mayan calendar.
That's a Mayan calendar.
Yeah, but check this out. They didn't have any dates after December 21st, 2012. No more dates. That's the Mayan calendar.
It looks like they did, but they crossed them out.
That's proof.
Okay.
That's proof. And did the Mayans have ancient knowledge? There's no way we can ever know. So you might be saying, what?
What?
You might be like all confused,
Sounds like me.
but that's okay. Here's some of the ways the world will probably end in a few days. It'll end in nuclear war. Okay? It might end with some space thing, like a certain alignment of planets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was a astral alignment can cause Earth's tectonic plates to shift. This causes ice ages and much more. All of our religions agree. Maybe Jesus will come back for a second coming.
I didn't hear that.
Also, there's probably aliens that are coming to eat us for some food.
Can I point out that I'm loving the fact that you're reading exactly what you wrote on
This is
each PowerPoint, just like everyone on PowerPoint
this is
usually
PowerPoint
does.
presentation 101.
It is.
So these aliens come from a planet called Nibiru that NASA is very scared about.
Very scared.
It could also be like a spiritual or hippie type of thing where our consciousness transcends to another plane and we evolve beyond the need for corporal vessels. This might sound like malarkey, but a lot of geniuses believe this will happen. For instance, Stanley Kubrick and Terrence McKenna.
And that baby.
Wow, that little baby, yeah.
That's the star child that we might become next Friday.
Child.
So scientists say probably all of this stuff and more will happen on December 21st, 2012.
All at once.
You decide.
It does say scientists.
So that's an intro. What do you guys think about that?
I'm very impressed.
Have you guys have heard these theories before, right?
You've
Yes.
obviously done a lot of research.
Yeah, that took me a lot of research to put that together. But we have Daniel Kotke here, who
All
is
right.
even more research. So from your point of view, how accurate was the PowerPoint?
Oh, it was spot on, Jared. I covered the main PowerPoints.
Yes, that's why they call it the PowerPoint.
Yes. I like that diagram of all the planets in a little helix. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of Google searching to get some of those pictures.
And Nibiru.
Yeah, I first read about Nibiru, and it's called Planet X as well, like quite a while ago, and like.
And that was in Star Trek, or no, the Star Wars movies,
I
right?
don't think
Nibiru?
so. I don't think so. We're talking real. We're talking this galaxy, not a galaxy far away.
Okay.
So, but like Daniel, your sum point. What's your sum point on, or what do you think about 2012, December 21st?
Oh, I don't have a sum point. I brought my stack of books because I did a show on 2012, and these are all the books that I was wading through.
Yeah.
It was very entertaining.
You did a lot more actual research other than me, who just did an internet search and put a goofy thing together.
Yes.
So what's your like informed opinion? Is there any validity to some of the theories out there, or?
Okay, so I had Mark Healy on my show. He wrote the Everything Guide to 2012. And we got into a lot of boring detail about the long count and the Bach tunes. But really, the theme that I liked was the idea that for whatever reason, it's a point in time that we can all obsess about.
Mm-hmm.
And you can give it whatever meaning you want. And a lot of people like the idea that you can take it as an opportunity to have a transition.
Yeah.
Like passing gun control, for
Yeah.
instance.
Yeah. So it can be a focal point for people to
Yes.
put their energy
Yes.
into, to have transformative
So
change.
the same guy, Mark Healy, he's doing a big thing called Unify, which is a world peace meditation on Friday, which is as good as any idea.
That's probably better than what most people are doing. I'm probably
Yes.
going to be hiding under a table or something the whole day.
Yes.
But
I'll be at work.
no, but what then? I have to ask, like, what happens after the 21st then, and all the good energy people have put working up towards that? Then what do they do? Like pick a new
Well,
date, or?
Yeah, then you gotta like, you know, take some psychedelics and think about the next time the world's gonna end.
But if you're allergic to psychedelics, then what?
Then you might have to go look at the Mayan calendar
Yeah.
or Mayan calendar, you know, any really obscure calendar would do.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. We
that's a good
can't look
point.
at the Mayan one anymore.
I know, that's a good point. So the Mayan one's the world doesn't end, say, hypothetically. Scientists are wrong. World doesn't end 21st. 22nd, what ancient calendar do we dredge up?
That's a good question.
You know, like the
I don't know.
Babylonians?
The question that I was trying to clarify on my show, and the expert did not have an answer, was, all right, if this was the end of the 13th Bach tune, and there's 5 number fields, so what I asked him was, all right, so does that mean it's 13.9.9.9.9, and it's rolling over to 14.0.0.0.0.0, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
That does make sense, but he couldn't seem to answer that simple question.
Well, he wasn't a Mayan, and so I
He
guess-
was a Mayan
Oh, he was.
scholar. Yes.
Yeah.
Mayan scholar.
Yes. So,
But I'm saying even like at that time, maybe it's just one of those unknowable things until you're there.
you know, to remember a little bit of ancient history, the Y2K dilemma, the Y2K apocalypse, that was all because of all those zeros. People get crazy when you line up all those zeros.
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
I know for me, like for a while, maybe 10 years ago, I was obsessed with any 2012 theory I heard, and really interested in it, and kind of 100% sure, okay, the world's going to end that date. But then as the years passed by and we got closer to it, I just stopped thinking about it, reading about it, and caring about it. And now that it's just a few days away, maybe 5% of me has come back and say, okay, I believe something crazy is going to happen that day. I mean, I don't know if anyone can relate to that, but
Do you think it's just part of you wants something crazy to happen?
I think so. Yeah, I think
It's more of like a wish.
yeah, you want to see big transformation in your lifetime and
We all
on the
do.
planet. Yeah.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
I think I might be the exception to that, though.
Really?
I'd love it to not
You just
have
want to
any
like
effect.
have a nice quiet
I do.
evening.
Have a cup of cocoa,
Yeah.
watch The Notebook, maybe. You know,
He loves a notebook.
I do. I've watched The Notebook quite a few times.
And write in your diary.
And write in
Yeah.
my diary. That would be a lovely 21st of December for me.
So here's a factoid for 2012 for you. I
Yes.
just read this. here. It says here, there are 15,000 glyphic texts found in the ancient ruins of the Mayan Empire. Only 2 of them mention 2012.
Wow. Wow. So yeah, so we're kind of cherry picking ourselves
That's
for
right.
something we
Kinda
want.
But then
cherry
also, is it important also to note that they didn't mention 2012? They mentioned,
No, they had a calendar system that we can align with our own.
well, you can align,
That
but
you
they
can-
mentioned a certain date in their calendar.
They didn't say it, but it's just like French don't say 2012. They say,
Well, they say
I
2012.
don't know, 2012 or something. They say it in their own French.
No, I know, but like you were saying, it's a different, it's a cycle.
Yeah.
It's a cyclical sort of calendar, which we don't have.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. I don't know.
True enough. Is there another? Is there another? Like, what out of the various theories going on? Is there any that you think has more validity than another?
Well, what I thought was really interesting is this whole idea of the galactic equator. John Major Jenkins, I have 2 books by him here. He's like the erudite academic writer guy. His books are very dense and complicated. And he's talking about his big insight about the galactic equator and how the solar system is crossing the galactic equator, which really is not true.
But you read some of these books
But
and you would just love for them to be true. Like, almost, I don't know.
Well, what I was thinking at the time is, you know, the Mayans, as the primitive people that they were, they didn't even know what the galaxy was. They couldn't know what the galaxy was. When you look at the sky, you see all that white stuff, but you don't know what it is. It's milk.
Yeah.
It's spilled milk,
Yeah.
right? And actually, the galactic equator has big dark patches because it's cosmic dust. So, I don't know, just thinking about the galactic equator is kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
And the guys at SETI last week on the panel of experts, they said, yes, well, actually the Earth and the Sun line up with the galactic equator once a year, every year.
And we usually don't make a big deal about that.
Yeah, no, we don't. What are we going to fixate on next, though, after 2012?
That's a good question. And somebody asked that question to the panel of experts, and none of them had an answer.
Yeah.
It's a wait and see game.
Yeah.
They didn't
That's
think that
right.
far.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
it's a wait and see game.
It's under the category of terrain vague.
It's yeah.
Yes.
It's very vague terrain we're going into.
Yeah.
uncharted to me.
So anything else you'd like to add about 2012 right now? We can
Well,
bring it in later too.
You know, I sent you that really, really classic Post-it graphic
Oh,
that
yeah, that's
Terrence McKenna wrote. Terrence McKenna wrote.
Yeah.
Okay, so Terrence was the guy who picked the 12/21 date. Although he wasn't really even thinking about the Mayan calendar, but he was thinking about a lot of things.
it lined up with like what it was, his time wave 0. And
He had a
stuff.
time wave 0 thing, and he needed an endpoint. It could have been Christmas, but he's the one who picked 12/21, and this was in 1989, and he wrote it on the now famous Post-it, and he posted it on his refrigerator, and now it's on the internet.
Excellent.
So there you go.
I think a lot of things on the internet start on Post-its stuck to refrigerators, though.
Yes.
Well, a lot of ideas start that way.
The internet itself probably started on a Post-it.
Yeah.
And I think that leads us perfectly into our next group of guests, which are breakdancers.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Hey guys.
What's going on? Hey.
How would
It's
that
Alec,
be?
Miguel, and Richard.
Well,
You guys are breakdancers. Do you think much about? Are you guys worried about this December 21st, 2012, or excited? Or it's also the Christmas season too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's also that.
I think I'm not really scared. I mean, in my eyes, I think everything's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
I know that specific night I'm gonna be salsa dancing with my girlfriend, so if the world ends,
Cool.
That's a
I'm
good
gonna
way
be
to go
with
out.
her.
Yeah. Ah.
And if not, you know, if the world does end or doesn't end, you know, there's Christmas and I still gotta go Christmas shopping.
There you go.
And I have to ask, how did you guys start? And did it have anything to do with saving a teen center?
Saving the teen center? No, but teen centers are really good.
Yeah.
It's a place for, you know, for young kids
Yeah.
to go to and just kind of have fun, hang out with friends. Usually most teen centers have pool tables. I didn't really know how to play pool. I always wanted to learn how to dance, and, you know, I thought breakdancing was really cool. So I seen an empty space in the corner and started trying to spin and trying to do my thing in the corner. And then I think I brought this guy there a long time ago to the teen center in Mountain View.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
So how long ago did you guys start?
I want to say I don't know, 1995.
Cool.
Yeah, since
So it's
95.
a lot of
Wow.
years.
Long
Yeah.
time ago.
He's
Before the end of the world.
Before the end of the world, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
But after those big boom boxes went out of style.
Yeah, and then iPod.
So you missed the golden era,
Mystical.
but-
Oh, yeah.
but you're in for the silver age, we'll say.
Yeah.
Well, I was born in the
With
80s.
breakdancing. Yeah.
So, you know, I was born when it was really, really in.
But what would you say the most unique experience you've had through breakdancing, or that breakdancing has allowed you to have?
What do you guys think?
If you could think of something.
For me, I think it's unique. I guess it's like almost in a whole new world. It's a different scene from where I ended up growing up and how I was being raised. It's different. Now it's like almost like living two separate lives.
Okay.
It's just you're enjoying the dancing lifestyle because I mean people are like, oh, look what you're doing, it's hella sick, and you go up to like you take that back to like where you're from and they're just looking at you like, oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, on to the next topic, you know. They're like,
Yeah.
they can care less. But I mean, I like it personally. I'm kind of glad I made the choice. I didn't know, but actually, what got me started is my oldest brother he's the one who was all into it, and I used to see him dancing outside of my house with his friends, including this guy, and I didn't know that it was really him and him as well. And I would just be creeping like a little kid over the window, like trying to watch, you know what I mean? And so they would be breakdancing outside, and then I have two other brothers too, and we'd always used to just practice in the living room while they practiced outside. And then that's just basically where it started with me.
What about you? Like, what are some of the cool things you've done or experienced, you know, with dancing?
Being able to express, throwing down on the ground,
Yeah.
for sure.
Cool. Any horrible, horrific injuries?
Yeah,
personally, or-
yeah. A lot of embarrassing moments. You know, you're at a bar and you're trying to show off and you're trying to head spin, and a girl walks in the middle of the circle with her drink, and you spill her drink. I think that's pretty embarrassing. So that's like most of the time when I go out, I don't really try to break dance when I'm at a bar.
All right.
You know,
you
just
gotta
trying to get
find-
drunk.
Yeah, that's probably good.
It's not well lit in there
That's a
either.
good lesson. If you take anything away from the show tonight, don't break dance at a bar
All right. Where
Unless you
people
can
are
control
can't drink.
yourself.
unless you have
Yeah.
control.
They might have a designated area for that evening
Yeah,
where
in
it's
the corner.
sanctioned.
With some caution tape.
Yeah.
I believe in breakdance. In the world of breakdance, it's called a circle
Yeah.
that gets
Yeah.
formed
Yeah.
to protect everyone outside
Cipher.
from
nothing
getting
gets
kicked in the face or
broken.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool.
I don't
Well-
know. You're the experts. You could back me up on that one, but I've heard of a breakdance
Yeah.
circle.
Can we see you guys dance today for us here?
Yeah, we'll get down.
All
Right on. So how about we have a roll-in that we can use as a segue. We could play the roll-in while you guys set up.
You guys could
If
get
the-
warmed up and stretch out a little bit.
If the
Yeah.
roll-in's ready, it's just a little story. It's a story movie.
Story movie.
Oh, I missed it.
Cool.
We got like 2 minutes on this.
faithful what I say. Listen to the horn. So let's say, with the groover, up the mover, be the fire, let's go naya, make the miracle, make the circle, I'm going to breathing guitar. Sunshine jubilating, rough and rough green. Your heavy sober rhythm has got to be seen. When the funky beat is playing and the horns are blowing strong. See the sober rising, we can sit around too long. With the groover, funky mover, the freedom fighter, let's go liar.
That was amazing.
Amazing.
You know, we just mopped the floor in here over the weekend, but we shouldn't have. We didn't need to. You guys just did it for us.
Wiped the floor.
That was amazing.
I don't know about anybody else, but I feel like I just got served.
Yeah.
I don't know how anybody else feels.
I feel tired just from watching.
Let's give these guys
a chance to
catch their breath.
We're gonna run through our emails and
Yeah.
contacts. So a way is if you want to get in touch with us on this show, you can get in touch with me. You can get in touch with Jake. Let us know any feedback you want, or just make fun of us. Our personal website, velcrofathoms.net. Never updated. Okay, you can find me on Twitter under Velcro Fathoms. You can email me at velcrofathoms@velcrofathoms.net. I'm on Instagram. I don't think so for long, though, with the way they're behaving. I might just stop there. I don't know. I'm on Tumblr, Velcro Fathoms, and I'm on Dump FM. You can find me on Velcro. And that's some other website I'm on, too. Okay, so, oh, yeah, so even more. YouTube, you can watch this episode and more on YouTube. Just search Velcro Fathoms. Also Vimeo. Jake.
Fantastic.
You can get a hold of Jake, too.
I'm on the internet as well.
The internet.
Some sites such as.
What?
Maybe not.
All right,
But
well,
I'm on
that's cool.
Facebook.
You can talk to me and I'll send it
Just talk
along
to him.
I'll
I'm
forward it to
I'm
him.
on Gmail.
Okay, Gmail.
Over there.
I don't think they heard
Yeah,
it.
I'm on Instagram as well. I'll stay on there. I don't give it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm on
All right.
Twitter.
You don't take good pictures anyway.
I don't take good pictures anyways.
Yeah.
I'm on Twitter. Actually I'm never on Twitter that often. I used to be on Twitter a couple years ago.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Congratulating everybody.
You guys are
Good job,
great.
guys.
I just wanted to say,
Another round of applause.
Yeah.
Another round of applause.
I thought of something while you guys were dancing. We're talking about the end of the world today, but Emma Goldman said something like, what's a revolution without dancing? And I just thought to myself, what's the end of the world without dancing? And you guys put up on like an incredible dance show. Like, how do you feel?
Exactly.
And like Miguel was saying, you know, he's going to be dancing
Yeah.
on the day the world ends, and I think that's what better way to go out
Yeah.
than dance the world.
The Mayans
extinction.
wish they could have had
Yeah.
breakdancing.
They had that game with sticks and stuff, but it was much better.
No.
Yeah.
And usually someone died at the end of that, I think. You know, hopefully no one dies when you're done breakdancing.
That's like breakdance is like a really cool activity though. It made me feel sad that I'm so physically inactive.
It's like a workout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is work.
It's a hell of a
Yeah.
workout.
Right? No
Yeah.
need for weights.
You know, and that, yeah, I mean, okay, that's another thing, because I know if the world doesn't end, I know New Year's Eve, a lot of people make that resolution to lose weight by going to the gym.
Or yeah.
Screw the gym, go breakdancing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I would say like learn
Enough
practice carefully though so you don't get a neck injury.
Well,
and
that's
stuff.
true with any sport.
Bring it back. I think bringing it back, that would
Yeah.
be nice.
Or bring
A
it-
revolution?
Yeah, the good revolution.
Yeah.
The resolution would be to bring it back.
Yeah.
I think so. Screw
Yeah.
Pilates and yoga.
Well, I remember the days, I'm old enough to remember the days when my neighbors were breakdancing, and then you'd go to like rave parties and everyone's breakdancing, and just even like in the street people were doing it, but nowadays not so much.
Yeah.
I see it a bit at school and stuff, but it's not as prevalent.
Yeah.
Do you feel like today's music is harder to really get out there and get into a group and dance to? Maybe it's-
It all depends on like, for example, like a lot of mainstream music, like we can dance to just about anything, you know. That's one thing like we've discovered, like dancing, like for example the music we were just listening to, you know, we call those breakbeats, but it's basically like a certain song that's looped over and over and over again, and we call each other's b-boys. The reason we call each other's b-boys is because we like breaking on the beat of the song. Break boys. So that's what it comes down to, the break boys. So if you listen to a certain song, any song you want or whatever, and you really like that breakdown, that's our favorite part of the song. And that's what we
just take that piece out.
loop over and over, or mix it.
Right.
But that's why we're called b-boys. We're break dancers. We like breaking on the break.
There you go.
Cool.
There you go.
Well, thank you so
knowledge
much
bombs.
again.
Yeah.
And we got to move on to another segment called Subjected, and you guys are free to chime in. This is they have when they're ready, they can roll the leader, but this is a segment where me and my brother force each other to watch stuff that we don't want to watch, and then we can talk about it. So,
Like homework.
all right. So Subjected today. For today, me and Jake, for the first time on Subjected, we watched a movie together. We watched A Christmas Story 2. If anyone's seen A Christmas Story 1, they know it's a good movie. And we watched the second one. So is it a good movie, Jake?
Well, here's what I'd like to do to this movie.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I paid for that.
Well, that's what I thought of Christmas Story 2.
Okay, so elaborate with words.
Fuck that shit.
But in actuality,
This is a sequel to the
It's a
classic
Christmas-
80s movie, and it just came out on DVD.
I will say there's few people
Blu-ray.
in this world that love Christmas Story 1 as much as I do. I make it a point to try to watch all 24 hours
Yeah.
every year that they play the 24-hour marathon. I went into this movie really low expectations.
Yeah.
But to be honest, it's not that bad of a movie.
All right.
You know, I was actually disappointed in that it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of hoped that it would be just horrible, because it's easy to sit through a
Yeah.
horrible movie and make fun of it. I think some good points were it was directed very well. The art direction, it looks like a good movie. It looks like a
Yeah.
well-made movie. The acting is all right. The actors are good. I think
Daniel Stern.
Daniel Stern is the worst actor in it, and he's the most well-known actor in
And
it.
he has many other great Christmas movies.
I know. Just if you want to see Daniel Stern in a Christmas movie, I would say Home Alone.
For
One or
me,
two.
yeah, one or two. For me, this movie was like the second or third hamburger. It looks the same as the first, and it smells the same as the first, and it tastes the same as the first, but you still feel sick afterwards.
That's a great analogy for this movie.
Yeah, it hit like so many beats that the first movie had, but I don't know. It
Like,
just
you
made
could
you
tell-
want to
yeah.
see the first movie.
I mean, you could definitely tell what they were trying to do with it.
Yeah.
Was the first 15 minutes is we're gonna make it feel exactly like the first Christmas Story.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do something completely different.
Yeah, and the kid's hair, it was like, he was annoying and not endearing, and his hair was the color of Mountain Dew.
He looked exactly like Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell,
But with
but
Mountain
with
Dew
a little
hair.
bit more Mountain Dewy hair.
All right.
But
They had funny parts. I laughed
there was
like
a
4
couple
times.
funny parts.
Do you guys
and I
see
think
Christmas Story 2?
We did
Nah.
not.
All right. Anyone want to borrow the DVD?
Oh, no, now it's over there.
Oh, whoops.
I don't know if it'll still play, but if you'd
The
like to
camera's
borrow it.
about to dolly right over it. That's okay. But that's the movie. If anyone out there's wondering if they see it in the store and wondering if they should see it, I don't know. If
Probably.
you want to.
If you want to see it because you like the first Christmas Story, I would pass.
Yeah.
It'll probably make you dislike the first Christmas Story a little bit more.
All right.
But if you want it because you feel like you need to see it,
Yeah.
you know, go
That's a
ahead.
good point.
And if you want a couple laughs,
That's okay.
Probably
There's
rent a
better
different
Christmas
movie.
movies to watch. There's worse
Yeah.
ones. Okay. Can we move on?
if you want a really good Christmas movie to watch, Muppet Christmas Carol.
I agree. And you guys have Christmas or holiday, maybe Hanukkah
Maybe
movies
Hanukkah.
you could recommend?
A Christmas Carol. I always love a
Classic.
Christmas Carol.
Which one though?
Classic.
I don't know. I've seen different ones.
Any of them. Yeah.
The animated one.
That one's cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know
The
which one you're
animated
talking
one
about.
was a good one.
I'd
Because
go
the
with,
ghost was scary looking,
I'd
you
go
know?
with the Grinch.
The
The
Grinch.
Grinch.
The Grinch Stole Christmas.
The Jim Carrey one or the animated one?
I think the Jim Carrey one.
With the Who people?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
with
good
the-
one.
Yeah.
I think that's the best of the live action Dr. Seuss movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I'll go Gremlins or Die Hard. Those are
Gremlins is a good one.
mine. Yeah.
A lot of people
That's a
forget
good
that's a
one.
Christmas movie.
And
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I like the
I've seen it
Ernest
recently.
Christmas
Ernest
ones.
Saves
yeah.
Christmas. Anything by Rankin and Bass, the claymation ones.
So those are our Christmas picks. If anyone cares
Gremlins.
about our opinions.
Gremlins is
Street.
good.
Charlie Brown.
Yeah, Beat Street.
At the end when they're
Now we're
rapping
just
with
naming
the
holiday
ho, ho,
things.
ho.
So okay, let's move on. We got a segment called Gift Basket, and it's on. It's
My least
prepared
favorite
on
segment.
TBC2. And this is a segment which celebrates the art of making animated gifts.
If you don't mind, I'm going to leave for this segment
No,
because
you
I
can
hate it so much.
stay put and watch this segment.
I have better things to do.
Okay, so gift basket. So I put together some Christmas themed gifts. First we have Santa Claus, because he's the reason for the season. That's an animated gif of Santa.
Right.
Here's another one of Santa. I think he's saying ho 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 here. Ho ho ho, as Santa does. And this is Santa Claus. He's shooting Satan with a dart in the butt. And this comes from a movie, the Mexican film called Santa Claus. It's also known as Santa Claus versus the Satan or the devil. And the next one's a self-portrait of me in the Christmas spirit. And I'm celebrating Christmas a couple years ago. This is the Christmas spirit self-portrait. And then this one is a kind of an animated Christmas card.
Christmas test.
Have a
Christmas
Christmas.
tass.
Christmas
Christmas.
test.
Oh, whoops! I misspelled it.
Have
Eric made it
Christmas.
So this is a gift basket. It's the segment of celebrating gifts.
Wow.
So we're getting close to a part of the show where we have a game show. Do you guys have anything you want to add about? We have holidays now. We have December 21st, 2012 coming up. What are you guys thinking about the new year?
I think, are they going to make 2012 like a holiday now for the next coming years, and maybe something that might start like, oh, this was when the world was supposed to
Yeah,
end.
the big event.
Yeah, this was, and it never happened.
I think people like me, if nothing happens, are just going to be embarrassed and not want to say anything about it. Pretend it didn't happen.
Kind of like the movie 2012.
No, that movie, it all happens.
No, I mean like, kind of pretend like that never happened.
I
as well.
love that movie.
That movie was terrible.
I had a friend once who told me that if they ever decide to have kids in the future, they said they'll make the kids watch and be like, "Oh, I lived through that."
Yeah.
I was one of the survivors.
Pretend it's a documentary.
Yeah,
I was there.
I lived through that.
I was right behind John Cusack over there. That was me.
I was best friends with John Cusack.
So are you guys, I don't know if you know, we have a game show on the show. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're ready
Want
for
to play, you guys?
Yeah, let's play.
it. Okay, so,
So wait, we got it rolling
got a
video.
rolling. Go to rolling for that
We got
one,
a
please.
rolling video to introduce this segment that's called the Did You Know Show. It's a show within the show of a game show. We got it. We have it rolling.
all right. Welcome to the Did You Know Show. This is a quiz show that is a quiz show within our regular scheduled broadcast. It's like most quiz shows that you may have seen in your time here on Earth, where I'll ask questions, you try to answer the questions. You get them right, you get points. You get them wrong, maybe I take away points. But more importantly, I'd rather have you guys be interesting. So if you're interesting, I'll give you points. Now, I don't expect you to get these answers correct, but I expect you to be funny along the way. So, for the purposes of this show, our B-Boy team will act as one team, so any questions you get right, your whole team gets points.
That seems like
Everyone-
an unfair advantage.
It seems like that, right?
Yeah.
Because it is. And everyone else will be on their own. Are you ready?
Oh no, I'm on my own.
Today's topic, very holiday themed, is the topic of animals.
That's not all it-
And the first question,
Platypus.
we're starting off with a good one. Why is the starfish the dumbest animal on the planet? Oh, I should mention you have bows in front of you. If you'd like to answer the question, put the bow on top of your head. That's how you will ring in.
Because there are
Yes.
hidden microphones.
It doesn't have a brain.
It doesn't have a brain, that's correct. The starfish is an animal that has no brain.
Wow.
That's a true fact.
That's a true fact. These
Makes
are all,
everything a
believe it or not,
challenge.
these are all true facts.
That means it's a plant.
Yeah.
That's not how they judge animals.
Oh, I thought they meant the blowfish.
What
It's not
is the
walking, it's
gayest
just moving in the
mammal
wave.
in the world? What is the gayest animal in the world?
The gayest animal.
Oh,
A
The
hippo.
starfish.
are you going to guess?
Yeah, well,
You guys can guess.
Okay.
I was gonna say a hippo.
a hippo?
I'd say a hippopotamus.
For any reason?
The other day I was watching TV and I just so happened to stumble upon a commercial of they said what not to do, and I had a hippo, and it was like licking another hippo's butt. As it was dropping one. So
Okay.
it doesn't.
Well, you know what?
I think that's
That's reality
on a whole
TV.
another level of.
that is a reason to have said hippopotamus. I thought you were going to say because potamus kind of sounds like bottomless.
Okay,
But
this is terrible.
yes,
I'm just going to say dolphins.
it's not a dolphin.
That's true.
Now, it is true that almost every animal displays some form of homosexuality within the species, but the gayest mammal in the world is in fact the giraffe. Because studies have shown that nearly 94% of male giraffes copulation, that means sex among male giraffes, occurs with other male giraffes.
What?
So they have the highest occurrence of homosexual sex among males of any species that we've found.
They wrap their necks together or something.
No, I was on a field trip though where I spent about 2 hours watching this one male giraffe try to have sex with a female
They
giraffe.
actually spend a lot of time fighting, too,
They do.
with their heads.
It never happened though. All right. What animal can sleep for 3 years?
3 years.
3 years. Yes.
I don't know, bear?
A bear?
I'm gonna say.
You're
A
straight?
sloth.
I'm gonna get.
Hey,
Oh,
guys
sloth!
gotta-
You lose a
Oh.
point.
Daniel
Sorry.
said something, you're just not
He-
listening.
I heard it, and did
The
you
sloth.
listen to me? Yeah, you lose points for sloth.
Oh.
It's too obvious and it's wrong.
Oh.
I was gonna say. I'm gonna go with the platypus.
The platypus? It's an interesting answer.
The platypus.
Any reason why?
3 years of sleep.
I don't know. I just
You like the
whoever
name?
hears of a platypus, though. It's kind of rare to see one.
Can it be a rodent?
It could be.
I said platypus.
It's not, but it could be a rodent. Interesting thing about platypus is it
3 years.
displays mammal, I believe reptile and
Yeah, it's both.
and but also avian genes.
Avian.
Yeah.
It's also the only venomous mammal.
Really?
One of the only
Platypus
egg
is
layers.
venomous?
They have venomous spurs on their hind legs.
I
Great.
thought they
The
They just
things
lay
you learn.
eggs.
But that doesn't answer our question of what animal can sleep for 3 years.
A mammal.
A
Comas.
Right,
Humans.
animal, not-
Humans in comas.
Humans and comas.
Yeah.
I guess that
That's
could
true.
be true.
Points.
But any animal in a coma for 3 years could.
I don't know. Other animals don't end up in comas because they don't
Well,
get.
they do, but then they die.
Humans only end up in comas because we put them on life support as soon as we can. But who cares about animals?
No, they
who
end
do
up in
that?
the coma, but then they can survive the coma.
Yeah.
That's what
Put a
you need to say.
tiger
It's humans.
with
Anyone want to venture a guess into the?
I answered it. Next question.
Negative, sir.
no.
The answer, of course, is the snail.
The snail.
The snail can sleep for over 3 years.
A snail.
Wow.
That is true.
They get stepped on before that.
Here's a question for you guys, for the show of questions. What made Mike the Miracle Chicken so miraculous?
What? Mike who?
What?
He was a chicken called Mike the Miracle Chicken.
Oh, he picked sports. He picked the World Series Super Bowl winners.
He picked both of them?
He picked them more accurately than a human person could.
That'd be pretty amazing.
Is that the chicken from Robot Chicken?
It's not. This is an actual chicken. This is
Del
from
the Funky Chicken.
the 40s. This chicken lived in the 40s. It was an
Huh?
actual chicken.
Wow.
Oh.
There was something, and he lived in Colorado.
Oh man.
There is an axe involved.
Oh, he survived with his head off or something.
He did. He survived without a head.
Making him the dumbest animal.
Yeah. There you go.
No, he still had a brainstem though. The farmer went to kill him for dinner one night, chopped his head off, but missed decapitating the brain stem and the jugular vein. So he survived. He survived for over 18 months, and he toured around the world.
Oh yeah, I think I remember seeing.
He had to
something
be
like that.
fed through an eyedropper, but then one night he choked to death. Unfortunately.
We had our grandpa. He had an aviary, and he was shooting at rats with a BB gun, and he shot one of our birds straight through, and you could see straight. Isn't that right?
It lived. For
It
years.
lived for years, and you could see straight through it from where the
Yeah,
BB
it had a
went
hole
through.
right through its stomach.
That's just a story.
That is a story.
In the big world.
An aside.
Put a string
What,
on it from a chain,
onto the
like a pendulum.
onto the topic of white-fronted parrots.
What?
What romantic act do white-fronted parrots engage in that only humans also engage in?
Oh, French kissing.
Hey, you got that right.
Parrot kissing.
Parrot kissing.
They
yeah.
French kiss, but do you know what happens after they French kiss?
They
fight.
coitus.
No, humans usually don't do this.
They have a cigarette.
That'd be impressive.
Oh, they.
They
exchange their
puke on
food
each
or-
other.
Close.
They
Well,
puke.
the male vomits onto the female's chest.
Wow.
Oh,
Thereby
yeah, people do that.
I said most
expression of
people don't.
regard.
Well,
Should we pause this and have a special segment? This game?
What?
Should we take a break from the game and have another segment?
No, I'm loving this game. I think everyone else is too.
We have a segment called
we don't.
You Ain't Just Whistling Dixie.
We're
we
not
can
going
do
to play
that
that segment though. No one wants to do that segment.
So this segment, You Ain't Just Whistling Dixie,
Yeah.
is a segment where you guys have to tell me a Christmas song and I have to whistle it. And if you stump me, you win.
Okay.
It has to be a Christmas song.
Christmas song.
Winter Wonderland.
Winter
All right.
Wonderland.
All right.
Winter Wonderland.
Okay, I know that one. Now another one. You can't stump me.
Now, 4-part harmony.
I can't do that.
Run DMC's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens?
I remember the video.
Christmas in Harlem.
I think it's, I guess. Oh, wait.
I think you
Wait,
lost.
but the caveat is you have to be able to whistle it. You can't stump me if you can't whistle it.
Okay.
That was it?
I don't think so. So,
All right.
back to the quiz.
Okay, back to the quiz.
After that horribleness. Is everybody familiar with the famous naturalist and ornithologist John James Audubon? He's the namesake for the Audubon Society.
Yeah, I heard of that society.
You know what the society's for, Audubon Society?
Yeah, it's for wildlife. Like like they save turtles.
It's
and
for
they save
conservation
animals,
and preservation
conservation,
of
Or like chickens with no heads.
yeah, they save
it's
chickens.
on
They
focusing
that category.
it focuses on restoring natural ecosystems, focusing mainly on birds.
Yeah.
And it's named after Audubon because he made those famous Audubon sketches, the most lifelike sketches, all these sketches of birds. How did he get his birds to be so lifelike in his paintings?
Oh, he killed them and had them taxidermied.
That's true. He killed all the birds that he would paint.
I got a fact about him too.
What?
He was friends with Adolf Hitler and helped him build the Autobahn in Germany.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Or did you just make that up because
That
it
is
sounds the
a
same?
true.
Did Hitler even
fact.
build the Autobahn?
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
He said, yeah.
I don't think the Autobahn was built
Yeah.
when Hitler was alive.
Yeah. You know, he was a horrible person who was good at certain infrastructure projects. Who otherwise
Audubon
was
or Hitler?
horrible. Huh?
James Audubon or Hitler?
Hitler. He otherwise was horrible, but he built the Autobahn. I don't know if he did it. I might have made that up.
You made that up. That was a complete fabrication.
Well, you put pressure on us
Why do,
by having boring.
I'm taking away a lot of
Questions.
points for that. You lose all the points you won for knowing that he killed the birds. Why do dog chew toys make squeaking sounds?
I have no idea.
Put a bow on and guess. You haven't guessed anything yet, have you? Come on, Richard. Why do dogs make toys squeak?
Why would the chew toys? Because they all do. Almost all of them do. Why do they make that noise?
Is it?
What does it sound like?
I wouldn't buy a dog toy if it didn't make a squeaking noise. I would say this is a crap dog toy. There's 20 other better ones here.
Well, it's odd that you're buying dog toys considering you don't have a dog. Yes, Miguel.
So it makes them feel like they're killing an animal?
Yes. You got it right. The
For real?
squeaking sounds like an animal in distress.
Ah,
I'm gonna say make him feel like they.
And who
accomplished
doesn't
something.
like animals in distress?
yeah.
Who doesn't?
And who doesn't like encouraging?
Speaking of dogs, what distinction does the Afghan hound have over all other dog breeds?
Who?
The Afghan hound. Have you seen that? It's a very large dog. Popular in breeding shows.
Oh, he's hated by
Dog
both
shows.
Russians and Americans.
It's not from Afghanistan.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's not from Afghanistan. That's a good point. You get points for that. That was interesting and factual, unlike some of the stuff you've said.
They don't shed.
They don't shed, that's true.
Oh,
They don't really have a lot of fur.
Of course they should.
But other dogs don't really shed. Well, I guess they shed, but not a lot.
points.
So, Jacob, we're going to go on with more questions, but we're getting close to the end, so I just want
Can I at
to
least-
do a wrap up. We're
can I
not
at least say
done.
the
You will,
answer? Okay.
you will have, yeah. So we've been on this show, Terrain Vague, with Daniel Kotke. You've informed us a lot about 2012. Thank you.
Nibiru,
I hope you enjoyed the show.
Planet X.
Then we got Alex, Miguel, and Richard. They did that awesome breakdancing performance. Thank you for being on the show. I hope all
Thanks
you
for
guys
having us.
enjoyed it.
Yep.
And have a safe 2012-21 Christmas. And we'll have some more questions, but I just want to thank you guys for being on the show and see if there's anything you want to say. You can email us and stuff. So, Jake, we got 1 minute left. You got another question for us?
I got a lot more questions for you, but you haven't answered my other one.
Dude, give us the answer, then a last question.
I actually lost it, so I can't remember what.
Oh.
Oh,
Something Afghan
dogs are the dumbest dog breed in the world.
Great.
Okay.
No Dalmatians. Next.
Dumber than starfish.
Well,
Don't worry,
no,
that's-
dog breeds. I don't think a starfish is a dog breed.
Yet.
Yet.
Okay, I have a good one somewhere. Where did I put that one?
You guys ever seen SpongeBob SquarePants?
Get to it, because we're wrapping up.
You know that ants herd aphids?
Yeah,
you
ants
heard
are
about that?
telepathic. They can do all sorts of amazing
They can do a lot of
things.
stuff, right? But why do they herd and protect aphids?
Because they get high on them.
Yeah, they
Kind
smoke
of.
Yeah.
They drink the sweet honeydew that is
Ooh.
excreted through their rectums.
That's kinky.
Ants are like that. They live in these giant orgiastic nests.
They do,
They're
and they
crazy
milk
like
them
that.
by stroking them with their antenna.
Yeah.
Woo!
Did they milk them?
Why would you?
This is a family television show.
Why might you want to stay away from ostrich legs?
Ostrich legs,
Yes, the legs of an ostrich.
They're weird.
they're bony.
Yeah, they're gross
kick
looking
you?
for sure.
They got a little. They got their joint in the wrong place.
Not for a bird. That's natural for a bird.
It's wrong. They'll evolve out of it. you'll
Poison
see.
spines.
They have so many calluses that it scratch your skin.
That might be true.
They have fleas. I don't know.
They have one of the ugliest pairs of legs, though. That's.
All right, that was the show. Thanks for watching.
They pee on their legs because they can't sweat.